It is the month of Ramadan in the year 2001 in Peshawar, Pakistan. The Global Peace Mission truck carrying food aid is coming today. The cold December weather is making the refugees uncomfortable. These children are anxiously waiting for the food supply to arrive. Khairul Anwar Khalid is a Malaysian volunteer for the Global Peace Mission. Khairul is a veteran volunteer. He has served as a volunteer in Bosnia, Chechnya, Kosovo and Uzbekistan. Today he has to ensure that the food package is fairly distributed to avoid chaos. Along the way, we are greeted by the grim reality of war. These war victims are slowly making their way to the Zandai refugee camp, 20 kilometers from Peshawar. There is no proper highway to reach the place. We are being accompanied by Ehsan, a Malaysian volunteer. A beggar suddenly jumps onto the moving truck to ask for money. But he is not content with our donation. He wants more. We embark on a bumpy ride to the Zandai refugee camp in Peshawar, Pakistan.
Kena sini ada sungai yang cetek itu, kita kena lalu atas sungai itu. Jambatan tak ada, kena four-wheel drive. Kalau tak four-wheel drive, tak boleh pergi mana lah. Assalamualaikum.
The refugees are welcoming us to the camp. Since we are musafir or travelers, they want to know whether we are fasting or not.
Did you keep the fast?
Fast?
Yeah.
You're Muslim, you have to fast.
Khairul is looking for the telephone number of Dr. Abdul Jafar Makki, the director of Islamic Relief Agency, ISRA, for South Asian region. Global Peace Mission Malaysia is working together with Israel to ensure that the food aid can reach the refugees directly.
Dr. Abdul Ghafur Malakzai.
Okay.
This is the resident number.
Official records show that there are 3.8 million Afghan refugees in Pakistan. 70% are women and children. 15,000 of them are seeking refuge in the Zandai camp. They fled to Pakistan when the Afghan-Soviet War erupted in the 1980s. The number has since increased during the American aggression against the Taliban. However, a majority of them did not register with the UNHCR, United Nations High Commission for Refugees. Thus, they are not deemed as refugees and are not entitled to receive aid. Their reason is, if they register as refugees, they will be sent back to Afghanistan, as Pakistan no longer accepts Afghan refugees. Today, 400 coupons will be distributed to registered refugees. The unregistered refugees have to seek ways to get to the ration. These children have received their coupons. They will join the other refugees to wait for their numbers to be called out. We try to strike up a conversation with them even though they are very shy. The truck has arrived. Almost 1,000 refugees are crowding the ISRA office today. They are waiting for the food supply to be distributed. They are worried that the supply might not be enough for everyone, and their long wait is going to be futile. These refugees queue up to receive their food supply. They need to be constantly monitored. The women, children and the elderly are the most affected by the war. They have lost everything, their family, their home, even their pride. Every day they are being haunted by the same questions. Are they going to be able to go back to their homeland? When is the war going to be over? Are they destined to become refugees for the rest of their lives? According to the Malaysian volunteers, they are quite used to the chaos created by refugees while waiting for their food supply. Of course, it's very different from the situation in Malaysia. The same question is asked by the refugees. What will happen to those without coupons?
I'm from Afghanistan.
Which part?
Afghanistan.
Afghanistan. Where is your hometown?
My home is Sardar Ahmed Jan Colony.
Well, how many days you walk from Afghanistan to Peshawar?
I think 5 or 6 years.
5, 6 days
Yes.
to come here.
Yeah.
You walk? How do you come from there?
We came from Susubi in this place.
You walk?
Yes.
Okay. What's your full name?
What?
Your full name?
Phone? We haven't phone.
Your name.
My name is Abdul Majid.
Abdul Majid.
Yes.
How old are you?
I'm 13 years old.
Okay. Do you want to go back to Afghanistan?
Yes, I will go if the protect came in Afghanistan at that time.
What do you think of the war?
I think the war in Afghanistan, it's very bad that all of our Afghan people are going to be killed on that day.
Thank you. Where do you come from, Ghulam Ishaq?
I come from Kandahar.
Kandahar.
Yes.
How many days you walk from your home of Kandahar to Peshawar?
4 days.
How long? 4 days. Do you feel tired? Do you feel tired?
Yes.
In Ramadan you come?
Yes.
Or you come in Ramadan? When did you arrive here?
I reached yesterday.
Oh, yesterday. I see. How is Ramadan? Do you like Ramadan?
Yes, I like Ramadan.
You like Ramadan. Why you like Ramadan?
Because Ramadan is a very good month.
Ghulam Ishaq is drawing the hens that he has left behind in his village when he fled to Peshawar.
Okay. What's the name of your hen?
With a mat.
No name.
Yes.
2 hens.
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
The best one is Ismail.
Ismail. How old is Ismail?
Is 13 years.
15. Draw his face.
And the mat.
Yeah, it's okay. Just draw. Yes. Ismail.
Ismail is not with him in Pakistan.
Ismail, huh?
Ghulam Ishaq has no idea what has happened to his dear friend.
Kita shop.
The face clearly portrays a look of sorrow.
Okay, shukriya.
The Malaysian volunteers are very concerned about the future of the refugees. Their intentions are clear, to help these people the best that they can, but they can only do so much. They admit that they have also learnt a very practical lesson on humanity.
Tapi disebabkan dia punya hal. Budak kecil pikul ni, perempuan sama yesterday. Anak yatim piatu pikul beras 40 kilo. 40 kilo. Me myself, primarily speaking, I tak pernah angkat berat even 20 kilo. That's why I try angkat tolong bawah semalam. From that time I start menangis, I tak boleh tahan.
Meanwhile, Rohaidini, who's sent by a mainstream newspaper in Malaysia, recalls her encounter with an Afghan boy who was severely injured in a bomb attack. He lost all his family members except his mother. Both had to walk all the way from Kabul to Peshawar.
Masa dia jumpa dengan I tu, dia beritahu sebenarnya dia dah memang nak mati, nak bunuh diri. Lebih baik dia mati daripada hidup, sebab hidup dia sekarang ni menyusahkan mak dia. Mak dia terpaksa mengemis untuk menyara dia. Tapi mengenangkan, dia kata dalam Islam haram sesat, mati sesat kalau seorang tu bunuh diri. That's why dia teruskan juga hidup dia. Dia
jumpa dia kat rumah Fatanah lah.
Klinik Fatanah. Dia putus tangan kanan, buta mata kiri. Actually dua mata dia.
Ini memang tak nampak lah. So ini nampak tapi tak boleh nampak. Bentuk mata tu nampak tapi dia tak nampak.
Tapi satu tu keluar tu. Tak ada mata sebelah. Memang
yang sebelah tak ada mata langsung. Sebab dia kecil.
This is the unfortunate boy. Mehraj is a resident of Peshawar and works as a translator for the Malaysian team.
The boat don't going in water, don't problem in water if they are inside.
He is entertaining us with a poem from a famous 17th century Pashtun poet.
Sahil ki kishtai chirne dubegi kar kishtai na ka darya bane garaz has mean that
However, the poem is suddenly cut short when Helmi, one of the Malaysian volunteers at the base, blacks out. Apparently, Helmi is under a lot of stress. He is especially overwhelmed by sadness from his recent experience with a little Afghan orphan. The plight of the little girl has deeply touched his heart. Coming from an affluent family, Helmi could not accept the grave reality faced by the refugees. The sadness and grief, pent up for too long, has taken its toll on Helmi. These volunteers are from diverse backgrounds, including doctors, engineers, IT experts, lawyers, accountants, architects and town planners. They have led a comfortable life in Malaysia. The unique experience of helping the less fortunate, like the Afghan refugees, is a rude awakening to the misfortunes of those outside their homeland. This is the picture that Helmi took with the little Afghan girl and the 40-kilogram supply. We continue our journey to Ihsan's ancestral home in Buner, Pakistan. Ihsan is actually of Pathan descent. The Pathan blood that runs in his veins makes him return to his village to help the refugees.
अफसर खान जी
This is the land of the Pathan. The weather here is nice, unlike the dusty Peshawar. Not everyone can enter this place. Once you step into the area, you are no longer governed by the Pakistani law. You are now subjected to the Pathan tribal laws. We arrive at a remote town in the mountainous area of Buner. We intend to visit Ehsan's father. His father served as an imam at a Pakistani mosque in Kuala Lumpur some time ago. He can still speak Malay. He is reading the Quran when we arrived.
Tengah buat apa? Tengah buat apa? Mau baca Quran. Ui, besarnya Quran. Yalah. Mana beli ni? Ini sini beli, sini friend juga Pakistan.
As expected, the topic of discussion would revolve around the latest situation of the refugees.
Masuk Jalalabad sama Kabul mau tunggu. Sekarang ada gaduh-gaduh sikit.
Tak boleh masuk.
Belum.
Oh.
Nanti masuk.
InsyaAllah. Lepas hari raya. Tidak mahu biar niat. Innama al-a'malu binniyat. Apa sudah niat, sudah dapat pahala. Pergi tidak. Ini Allah biar hukum tara, tak boleh pergi. Dia biar hukum ada, boleh.
Dictionary English question.
Ehsan later brings us to the village bazaar to get a Pathan dictionary.
Ini pelarian-pelarian Afghan lalu jalan-jalan.
We are approached by an Afghan refugee who is begging for her living. We give her our small change. While Ehsan is contemplating buying the dictionary, the beggar approaches us again. The woman has a little boy with her. We can't say no to the little guy. Even though they have hardly enough, the Pathans have a heart of gold. When word spread that we're journalists from Malaysia, the food sellers offer to give us a treat. This kebab seller also wants to give us a treat. We are simply touched by the show of kindness from these strangers. This is Kem Shamsatu. This refugee holding a baby in her arm is relieved after her long wait for the Ramadan food package has come to an end. Women die young in Afghanistan. The median age of mortality is less than 48 years, the lowest in the world. Abdul Azim cannot even afford to pay 25 rupees to get a ride on a truck to Nasir Bagh refugee camp. He paid the owner of the horse carriage 5 rupees for a ride to the main road. From here, Abdul Azim will take a bus which charges 3 rupees for the journey. Abdul Azim is taking with him all his belongings in a gunny sack. It weighs 35 kilograms. Abdul Azim intends to save a few rupees so that he can buy some stuff for his family. After this, Abdul Azim has to pay another 3 rupees to board an old Datsun, which takes up to 12 passengers. Thus, the total cost of making a journey to get his supply at the ISRA office back to the camp is 22 rupees. These children look glad to see us. The Afghan refugees have learned the art of survival in the refugee camp. They have emerged stronger than ever. Some even managed to change their fate with a little hope and courage. However, it is a known fact that Afghan children are suffering from malnutrition and trauma from the war. For the refugees, the only rest they will have is sleep. Sleep is the twin brother of death. Everyone is a refugee when sleep comes. It is where one can seek refuge from the grim reality. This graveyard in Zandai refugee camp is quiet. They have found their final resting place. They are no longer refugees. But for those who are still alive, they will wake up from their dreams, and the reality will continue to haunt them.